Hello, fellow cartoonists. Welcome to another cartooning courses, and I'm glad you're here with me. I'm Nate Fakes, and I got a Whopper for you today. Not from Burger King. Not one of those. That sounds really good, though, right now. But no, a Whopper of a topic today. It is trolls. What do you do with those damn internet trolls that come at you and attack your work and leave these comments? And, how do you handle that? I will say, if you are a comic creator and you have an online presence, which I'm guessing you do because you're watching this and or you're about to. You probably have a social media page or some outlet for your comics. And if you don't, I'd get on that. Once in a while, you'll have 100 good comments about your work. Like, this is great, I love it, it's funny, ha ha ha. And then all of a sudden, there's that one little troll that comes in and says, "This isn't funny, this sucks, you're an asshole," something like that. And what do you do with that? Your instinct is to just fight back, like, "How dare you say that about my comic and come here and, because this is, it's like your home. Like when you have a comic online posted, it's your home base. Those are your people. They're you invite them in to see your work, and then all of a sudden you have some asshole here. It's like, so your instinct is, if you're like me, to just you want to fight back and get on them. These are my tips of what not to do. And I bring this up because this actually happened to me a few days ago. I feel like I love my fans. I do, the people that read my work. Instagram's a great forum for me to comment back and hang out. I feel like I'm hanging out with these people that are checking out my comics. I love that part of it. But I had a comment on there that rubbed me the wrong way. It was basically like commenting about the look of the characters. I forget exactly what he said, but it rubbed me the wrong way. I felt like he was there just basically attacking my work, my drawing abilities, and my coloring. And it was kind of like, so I basically left a comment like, "Great comment, dude. So you're so cool." Basically like knocking him for such a lame comment about my work. And come to find out, what happened was, again, I forget the exact wording, but I took it the wrong way. The guy was actually a fan, and he was joking. He was being sarcastic, like I am all the time. And I totally just saw past it, And I left a comment back like I typically don't. That was pretty kind of back at him, like, kind of like you're a troll, basically. And I felt bad about it. And it's not typical of me to do that. So my advice to use this, and I did not take my own advice that day. I think I was just kind of like tired and cranky, and I saw that comment. I'm like, really? And my advice to everybody, and I've said this before, is trolls, ignore them. You don't say anything to them. You don't say, I know you want to, just don't. Even with emails and everything back, no response is typically the best response. Now, every cartoonist out there, once in a while, we get something that's really, can really push your buttons. And a lot of cartoonists have responded. I have. We're not perfect people. We all slip, make mistakes, and I don't even know if you call it a mistake. This is my own opinion, but I just feel like you shouldn't even respond back. But yet, I have. Not often. Not often at all. It takes a lot for me to respond back. I typically don't. And I think that's the best thing you can do, because a lot of times they're looking to get a rise out of you, And if you think about it, and I'm sure you can relate to this, you'll get 100 good comments. It's that one person that can really just tick you off. So going back to this person that commented on my comic, that I left another comment back that was kind of insulting toward him, and come to find out he was a fan. That's something you got to consider with social media, especially, and with writing in general, with texting and emails and all that. Sometimes we misinterpret words, You'll get a text with like exclamation mark on it, or like with a emoji that doesn't make sense. You're like, are you mad at me, or what's going on? Like, and you read it wrong. It's a text. It's not somebody face to face that you're talking with. So keep that in mind. Like, this person was not trying to be insulting. He was actually being sarcastic, which again I am all the time. And so I actually felt kind of bad about that. And I took it the wrong way. And I think a lot of times we can really read into something that it's not. Sometimes it's also just a young kid or something that doesn't know how to type well or doesn't really know what he's saying, he or she. So consider that also. But the biggest takeaway I can tell you is just ignore it. Take a bad comment or insult and do not pay any attention to it. If someone says your work sucks, if you're horrible, if you're awful, whatever else, you can't just ignore it. I'm not going to tell you to ignore it because you can't. You see it there. It's right there in person or, in your face. But take it and just try to get it out of your mind. I envision this with bad comments. I read it. I'll kind of laugh at it. I'm like, okay, great. If it's really bad, I'll just delete it. Delete it off your social media feed. You have the power there. That's your home. That's your place of business or of your creation. Like, you don't need to put up with bullshit. If you don't like it, if it's a really awful comment, you can delete it out of there. Don't worry about that. Block the person. I've done that too. But just any bad comments you read, it does kind of tug at you a little bit like, ooh, really? Is it bad? Is it really this bad? You think you get that. You can't help it. If somebody tells you you're ugly or your work stinks or something, you can't help but mentally think that for at least a brief moment. But all I can say is this: don't dwell on it. That's one person's opinion. There are trolls. There are people that just are opinionated. You cannot please everyone. The only comic creator out there that has never had a bad comment is Bill Watterson of Calvin and Hobbes. I mean, who's ever made fun of Calvin and Hobbes, right? It's like the perfect comic. Right? I mean, I could be wrong, but I don't think so. I can't imagine him ever getting a bad email, but maybe he has. I don't know. So just take that comment, that thought, that little, troll, whatever he or she may be, and just take that. I envision putting it on a cloud, and the cloud flies off, and it's out of your life. You don't even think about it, and you do forget about it after a few days, few hours, whatever. I can't remember the last comments that have been like really tugged at the heart. Like, oh my gosh. Bottom line, you can't please everybody. No matter what you do, you cannot please everybody. Look at Yelp reviews at restaurants and stuff. I mean, those, same thing. It's the same thing as comics. We get our trolls. If you own a restaurant or a business, you'll get that battered Yelp review. If you go to Amazon reviews sometimes too, sometimes people will bitch about the packaging, like the packaging was bad, and it has nothing to do with the author, anything like that. And they'll give them a 1-star rating. So that is just life 101. You're gonna have negative people come in, and there's that, but also that other part I talked about. Sometimes be careful of assuming things and don't misinterpret comments. Sometimes they're actually trying to be friendly and cool with you, but you took it the wrong way. And so that's why if you don't know, like looking back, I probably would have like left a smiley face or something for this guy and left it at that. And then you can look at it. If he was being insulting, he'd look at it like, well, I don't even know what that means. Or if he was trying to be like cool, like I think he was, it would just be kind of like he gets it, even if I didn't, So that's my little tip for today about trolls and negative comments and all that good stuff. And I'd love to hear from you. Do you have any examples of this? Like, leave them in the comments. I'd like to hear like if you've had any really awful comments or trolls that have attacked your comics, anything like that. Leave them in the comment area below. And I am also going to tell you this. There is a special project coming out very, very soon. In fact, within the next couple of weeks, you will be getting some emails about this. It's been a long, intense thing on my end that I've been putting together for the longest time now. I'd say actually I've been piecing this together for the past 8 months. But it is now about to make its debut into the world, and keep your eye on your email. There's some good stuff on the way. So that's it. I'm going to leave it at that. I hope you are doing great at your cartooning and you're enjoying yourself and taking care of yourself too, and not letting any damn troll get to you because, well, I just talked all about it. Yeah, it's not necessary. They're out there and you got to love them, right? Got to love them. All right. Talk to you soon. Bye.